Hey everybody, it's Mark Masters. It's another episode of Always Bookin Comedy on Monday night. We are waiting on a guest. He is working on his camera, I believe, right now. It's a great Monday. I was in Dallas all weekend. I think we will probably talk about that if the guest can figure out his camera. Uh, Here we go. Okay, he's getting there. Oops, he's gone. Okay. Well, I was in Dallas this weekend. We'll talk about that a little bit. We can talk about the plane delay I had. No delay on departure, no delay on arrival. Um, just sat waiting for a jet bridge for quite some time, long enough that they sent me a text message, United Airlines, apologizing for the delay. Let's see if Tim is available now. Tim, how you doing? You're muted. You gotta unmute your mic. There we go. Can you hear me? Nope, you muted yourself again. I don't know what's going on there. We are live right now. And can you hear me, Tim?
I'm back. Can you hear me?
I can. All right. How are you doing tonight?
Well, I'm delinquent. I'm so sorry.
We're live
I
right
thought I
now,
had plenty
Tim.
of time, and I obviously didn't. Sorry about that.
That's okay. How's
Love it.
how's comedy going? What did you do Saturday night? We saw each other Thursday and Friday. What was going on Saturday?
Yeah, I did a fundraiser event for an education foundation in a little town just outside of Dallas. So,
Awesome.
maybe about 150 people. So,
Nice. That's great.
yeah.
How'd it go?
It went okay. I mean, I told the jokes that I came prepared to tell. But the people there treated me like I was piano music in the background.
Uh, classic fundraiser. Big round tables, probably.
Yeah, big round tables. And, like the room we were in on Thursday, there were a couple of tables right in front of me. There was 25 tables in the room. So 11 tables way over to my left and 11 tables way over to my right.
Okay.
And, the same kind of lighting scenario. It was dimmed down for like it was a wedding event
Yeah.
place. And so low lights, no spotlight, no stage lights, just a talking head sort of.
Yeah. These corporates sometimes are not great for comedy. There's a reason comedy clubs are laid out the way they
Yeah.
are. And, there's a reason these fundraisers and corporates are laid out the way they are. They're social events.
Yeah.
People want to
Yeah.
have a good time, and sometimes they're not there for the comedian. And it sounds like you got a taste of that on Saturday night.
Yeah. And so,
Was it a nice venue?
the venue was awesome. And they spent a lot of money making this thing, and the people were, but I told the guy when he first set it up, he was like, okay, you'll go while we're doing dinner. And I'm like, it won't be funny. They'll be eating. And I said, Pete, this is a networking event for the people who are coming.
Mm-hmm.
They're coming there to connect with other people, and to be seen. And so you got to give them a chance to talk to each other.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he moved me till after dinner, which was, the best I could hope for, but they were not finished networking.
How is the sound?
The sound was okay. They had a DJ there, and she had like two Bose, PA systems, but they were running straight out, and so I had to stay in between them, which was fine. I wouldn't, but I had my back to at least half of the audience all of the time.
Yeah, that's tough. So just a reminder to everybody who's tuned in online, this is a live broadcast. If you're on Twitch or YouTube, you can type questions in and we will answer them. Tim Ketchersid is a clean comedian out of Dallas, Texas. Tonight, we're going to talk about website, search engine optimization. We're going to talk about fundraising, comedy. We're going to talk about putting on clean comedy showcases. We're going to talk about all kinds of stuff. So, yeah. So, okay, that's
Love
cool. Let's talk. Let me eat a little crow here. We drove 3 hours each way to a gig in Haskell, Texas this past week that Tim put on. Great event, terrific. Or I guess hard to, not exactly right that Tim put it on, but Tim coordinated the comedy portion of this event. It was a fundraiser for a hospital, super fun, 2 comedians, great time, nice room, nice people. We had a blast. On the drive home, we were talking about how people discover Tim and how he gets his gigs. And Tim was telling me, well, I think they just Google Clean Comedy Dallas. And I challenged him. I said, Tim, I mean, you got to be kidding, right? There's no way if you Google Clean Comedy Dallas that Tim Ketchersid comes up. I mean, you've been doing comedy maybe 5 years, which is a very long time, but there are people like Nate Bargatze and, very famous clean comedians who for sure will come up higher. And he was very polite and just went along with it. And then later in the drive, I happened to Google Clean Comedy Dallas, and you can try this at home. Sure enough, Tim shows up in the first 10 results on the first page. Unbelievable. Great SEO. Tell us a little bit about your secrets, Tim.
I don't know if they're secrets at all, but the reason why I was a little more confident about it is because I'm always on my site and doing stuff. And most of the comedians' sites that I look at, the last time they were on it was when they created it.
Right.
And so I'm producing a monthly show, so I'm on there at least that often, posting and whatnot. But this is one of those AI things. When I create the event, there's this AI tool that's part of it. I did not, but it's like these are problems with the way you're doing this post. And it rates it on a scale of 1 to 100.
Okay.
And so I'm paying attention to that when I'm creating the events or when I'm creating a page or whatever, to try to make it, so
optimize
it. Yeah. I'm not a computer programmer. I'm not a website programmer,
Right. Yeah. I think a big secret, the next day I was jealous and I wanted to update markmasters.co to take advantage of some of the things Tim has done. And I went and analyzed his website, and I'd say, number one is, what's your website? Is it Clean Comic?
It's timthecleancomic.com.
Yeah, timthecleancomic.com. I think just having clean in the URL is huge. Big benefit. That's really good branding. Now, how long have you had that website?
That's a good question. I probably created that URL, that version of it in 23. Before it was timketchersid.com, and nobody is Googling Ketchersid.
Right.
That's not happening.
Yeah, I guess I need to get a new website. I'm markmasters.co. Maybe I need markthecleancomic.com. I'm coming for you, Tim. Or Mark, or Colorado's Clean Comic. .com.
Yeah.
Something,
well, that is
Colorado
your
Clean
byline,
Comedy.
I
don't know. Yeah. Well, it's second cleanest comedian.
Right.
My byline. And cleanest is not clean.
Maybe.
In a dictionary. It's very close, but not exactly the same. I do want to say hi to Trashy Death out there. Thank you for saying hi. If you got a question, pop it in the chat. We'll answer it. That's fantastic. So you think a lot of people are finding you through just Google searches, which is terrific.
I don't know. No, not a lot. No,
okay.
A few. That show, there's a group that's in a town just north of where I live. It's a little community theater group, and they were looking to do a comedy night fundraiser, and she Googled Clean Comedy and found me. That show is gonna go off in June. But I mean, I'm getting probably 2 or 3 gigs a year off of the website, where it's just a random stranger doing that.
I mean, that's sizable in the corporate space. I mean, it's certainly paying for the website and then some.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah. That's right. Yeah. And the website, I do think that having the website makes you look more serious, you know? I was doing kind of a networking breakfast with a guy and, you know, gave him my and he opened up my website. He's like, "Oh, you're real."
Ha,
You know what I mean? I'm like, "Yeah."
yeah,
And
yeah,
so,
yeah. It adds
yeah,
some legitimacy for
yeah,
sure.
it
Having a
does,
website.
I think.
I
Um,
do. I also will counter that there's a small liability with a website that you alluded to earlier, that a lot of comedians never update their website. So you look up a comedian who's pretty good now, and you find his website from 6 years ago.
right.
And
Yeah,
it's like, hey, I was great at the open mic last night, or whatever. It's got terrible
right. Yeah,
pictures and maybe a clip that's very old. And
yeah,
so there is a caveat emptor.
sure.
Do update your website, keep it current.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Um,
Do you optimize for anything else like fundraiser, like other search terms, corporate comedy, anything like that?
no, again,
Yeah.
I'm not good at it,
Okay.
notwithstanding, what we're talking about. I am working maybe a tenth of as hard at this as you are. Maybe, maybe. I mean,
Well,
I honestly,
you're
Mark,
doing you're doing
I
pretty
don't,
well.
I don't know anybody who's working as hard as you are. I don't personally know them.
I don't know if that's a good that's a good thing. I mean, if I was on Netflix, that would be great. They say
Well,
Kevin Hart is super hardworking. He's up at 4 a.m. and
yeah,
like,
but I mean, you're doing the work, man, and you're planting good
yeah,
seeds. It's gonna, you know, it
you think
already
it
is
will
paying off for
blossom.
you.
All right.
So,
I just Googled, by the way, and 1, 2, 3, 4, which I think are probably sponsored search results. My Google search terms were clean comedy Dallas. And then there's like a map and a couple places. And the very next website is Tim Ketchersid. Unreal.
yeah,
Unreal. Above events. I mean, you're basically number one in a manner of speaking, because I really do think these other ones are paid.
yeah, yeah. I don't know how to
Crazy.
pay to get moved up. This will give you a sense of what you're dealing with.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I actually don't know how to pay either. As I know how to pay for stuff on Meta, which is Facebook and Instagram, but
right.
on Google,
Yeah,
that's a black box to me. I would like
yeah.
to try it. I've been waiting. They have all these offers where like spend $500,
Mhm.
get $500 for free. And I never
Right,
want to spend $500. So I'm waiting for
right,
like a big event. I got one Friday,
right.
March 13th. That's about 5 weeks from now. So maybe that
Mhm.
might tip me over. If not, then probably the Vail Comedy Festival, which is late
Yeah,
May. Um,
yeah.
yeah. You got any goals coming up in comedy?
Well, talking with you was really interesting. I had never thought of this idea of I wanna book a show at a certain level, you know. My what I wanna do is I wanna get on a cruise ship. I
Okay, that's a
I
great
don't
goal.
have
Very ambitious.
I don't have a plan to get there. It's just something, I think I'd like to do that. I'd like to work hard, and I'd like to be on one of these cruises where you're doing 3 or 4 shows per run at least,
Yeah.
I was on a cruise back in the summer, and the comic did 1 show in 8 days.
Ooh. And he
I
was on
don't
the cruise the entire time?
Yeah, and
Oh, that's
that was the
brutal.
8th week. He'd been
I
on the
mean, that
boat
would
for
drive
8
you
weeks.
crazy, right?
Yeah. So, I think, wow, if I could be on a boat, that would force me to do the things that I won't do when I'm at home. This is
Too easy.
the
I
crazy
I always
person
say,
talking, you know.
you, yeah.
So,
I
but
sleep in
anyway,
my car sometimes, and I always say I'm most productive when I'm sleeping in my car, because there are no creature comforts. You want to
yeah,
be in there a minimum of time. So, life
yeah,
hack for everybody. If you want
yeah,
to get productive, if you're feeling lazy, sleep in your car far away from home, because you will get up early and you will go to bed late, and there's nothing to do but work in between.
yeah, yeah,
You know?
yeah. So, this year, I'd like to do, just sort of like I want what I refer to as 3 cruise-worthy sets. So 3 45-minute sets. That's a goal for me.
Nice.
And,
So
and
with unique material?
yeah,
Incredible.
yeah. And so, and then
That's
I want to
awesome.
have, I want to do 12 fundraisers.
In a year?
Yeah, this year.
Or just, okay. Wow,
No,
this
this
year. So
year.
there's only
Yeah.
only 11
It's not a
months
career
left, but
goal.
you've already done 2, I guess, or more,
Yeah.
maybe more.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Quick note for you, Tim, and everybody else tuning in. If you're interested in getting booked on cruises, I interviewed a cruise ship agent. His name is Chuck Johnson, and he is out of Charlotte, North Carolina. And it was a pre-taped episode that aired on December 23rd, 2024. So if you Google Always Bookin Comedy cruise, it's the top result. But Chuck Johnson, if you go through the back catalog, it's 50 to 60 episodes ago. Check that out. Lot of really good pearls of wisdom in there from somebody who's been doing it for, gosh, I think 30 years, maybe at least 20 years. He's been booking cruises and working in that industry. And
love it.
Yeah, fascinating guy. So 12 fundraisers. How do you get to that goal? What's the roadmap?
For me, and this is, one of those weirdnesses. I have a circle that I've drawn around my house. It's a 25-mile radius circle. And I'm reaching out to volunteer-led organizations, booster clubs, sports teams, that kind of thing. That's my territory, if you will. And so it's just making a connection and cultivating that relationship and, trying to get something on the books.
Pitch me on it. Let's say this is a phone call. I'm the Boys and Girls Club of Tim's neighborhood. Hello.
Okay. Hey, Mark, look, we met at the chamber or whatever. I do comedy night fundraisers. It's a turnkey deal for your charity, whether you're doing annual galas or whether you're having your people sell stuff. We can do something that nobody else can do. We're bringing a professional level comedy show that brings people together so they can hear a little bit about your mission, have a good time, and raise money. We're the bank for you. We'll sell the tickets, we'll escrow the money, and we'll pay you. What we do, we charge a flat fee for. It comes out of the ticket sales, so your out of pocket is minimal. All you have to do is provide the place, and then we will coach you through raffles, auction items, and those kinds of things to help bring your fundraiser to the point that it reaches the goal that you're trying to reach.
That's awesome. We talked about this a little bit.
Yeah.
But for everybody else, I've done 0 fundraisers. I run 75 shows a year, 2 comedy festivals. I've been on fundraisers. I don't know why it never crossed my mind. I mean, I think I'm uniquely situated to be one of the top fundraising comedy businesses in Denver and in Colorado, all around. I mean, I drive all over the place. Why wouldn't I do, you can, I don't like to talk about money numbers, but, for X dollars, you can go do a nursing home during the day, half-hour comedy set. It's not super fun necessarily. Or at night, you can make 3 to 4X and excuse me, and raise some money for a good cause and have fun. And it's a nighttime show, and there are adults that are paying attention and with it. And I'm my eyes. That's a goal for me. You've inspired me to work on trying to. I don't know about 12 fundraisers this year, but one. Let's see if I can get one in 2026 in Colorado.
So for me, I've been after it for about 2.5 years. And I say after it, I've barely been poking it with a stick. This year, I'm trying to turn over a new leaf and really go after it.
Yeah.
Last year I was on the road doing the World Series of Comedy stuff and spent a bunch of time on the road doing that, and 0 time cultivating relationships with organizations right near my house where I could be doing, what we did in Forney or in Haskell, what I did in Forney, or, what I'll be doing in Frisco and Louisville. It's just, one of those things.
Yeah, I mean, and Dallas, let me tell you, big place, everybody. I was there for 4 nights, driving all over the place. It is
Yeah.
Dallas. If you've never been to Dallas, you don't have any idea how big a city and how spread out a city can be. It's crazy.
So this 25-mile circle, there are over 50 municipalities in that 25-mile circle.
Okay.
That is to say, there's 50 city councils, 50 police departments. These are all little independent, if you will, sort of cities that look like Dallas. But the 50 doesn't include Dallas or Fort Worth or Arlington or Irving.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. There's 8 million people here.
That's nuts. I mean, it's huge. It is so big. I couldn't believe how big it was. Now, let's switch tracks a little bit away from fundraising into your clean comedy showcase. You run it at a co-working space. It's clean. It's well attended. It's very fun. There's a lot of interesting things about the show. Tell me about how it got started. Pitch me on it for customers that might want to go. Tell me about it.
Okay, I started it in 2019. So I went up.
Oh my gosh, it's that old. No wonder it's so good.
At open mics. I started going up at open mics in 2018 and quickly realized I'm not funny enough or I'm old, right?
Sure.
I'm not the guy that the comedy clubs in Dallas are really just looking for.
Right.
If I'm going to get time, I'm going to have to create it. And so I decided I'm going to do this show. And I decided to call it Mixed Nuts. It had 4 objectives. It had to be funny first. Okay. It had to be good for the people in the show in that they made money. It had to be good for the venue. They would want to have us back. And I wanted it to be diverse. So we have try to have representation from different race, ethnic, gender stuff on the show. So those were the 4 priorities for me, or objectives for a show. I started in the Firehouse Theater, which is a community theater space, seats about 160. And at that point, I said, I'm going to do 2 shows, a Friday and a Saturday night when they don't have a show going on in March, and I'm going to do it in November. So that's how I got started. Made a lot of money for me the first time I did it.
A lot more than open mics.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Well, and everybody on the show was paid well in my mind. And, the venue loved it. The shows were good. Then in November, I gave all the money back when I did it the second time.
Sorry.
It's okay. So after that, I just started doing like once or twice a year at the Firehouse Theater. And then last year I quit doing the Firehouse Theater and started doing this space where you were, the co-working space, because the room is smaller, it's easier, and I can do it when I want. At the Firehouse, I'm having to kind of wiggle in between their shows, and it's booked quite often for, theater stuff. So.
Okay. So you switched venues.
Yeah.
And that was a positive move, you would say?
It's been good. And I got an email from Firehouse today saying, hey, let's bring stand-up back to the Firehouse. And I'm going to talk with them. I will do that.
Sure.
Because
that seems like it's less frequent too.
Yeah. So that's kind of how I got started. I didn't answer your question, I don't think. What did you ask me?
I don't know. Okay. I just wanted to talk about it a little bit, like how it got started. I don't know. Do you have any anything you'd want to change? I mean, I would just tell everybody right now, it's got great sound, it's got great lighting, there's a stage, it's professional, there's a pipe and drape backdrop, there's a professional sign. He books the show well, he gets people in there. Tim hosts it. I don't know if you host it all the time, but the show I did, you did a terrific job, and it was clean, which is unique.
Yeah, so that's part of what I'm trying to do there, because you were here on any given weekend, there are 10 or 11 venues that are booking, like legitimate comedy clubs that are booking stuff every weekend in Dallas. I mean, Dallas-Fort Worth, I should say.
Sure.
That's a lot. That's besides the touring people that are coming in, or the comics like me who are producing shows. but generally nobody, there's a girl here who produces them, but most people, they're not producing clean shows.
Right.
So I'm trying to do a clean show, and I'm trying to say it's in this little community, which I've been in for 30 years. So I have some people know me, they trust me, and they will come. And, so
cool.
But it's been good.
That's great. Anything you change? Oh, you know what else I love is your wife works the door. So it's like a family operation. It's terrific.
Yeah,
Jeannie.
she does. Yeah, Jeannie, she does. That's very helpful. Anything I would change.
Has it always been that way? What have you, let's say this, what have you improved over the years? Like, what are you proud of that has changed?
I've got a good email list, and I'm more consistent about getting email out, which is
what's your strategy? You send it out like a week before the show, or a month, or a day?
I'll try to do 2 or 3 emails per show.
Okay.
So I will February is a short month. I will probably send an email this week for the March show. And then I'll do another one 2 weeks out, and then I'll do one the week of.
Okay.
For the show here, I actually did 2 emails the week of the show.
Okay.
Because it was not getting ticket sales.
Not moving tickets.
No.
Mark Masters, bad.
But
be a bigger draw.
But we were up against, like I say, 10 or 12 other shows that night in Dallas. We were up against the Olympic opening ceremony, and so, having 25 or 30 people is good enough. It breaks even, at least. So I'm not subsidizing that.
Right.
So
yeah.
So that's a win.
Yeah. Nice. All right, we got to start winding this down. Are there any other topics you want to talk about? Anything you want to ask me, or anything you want to share?
Yeah, I would just ask you. So you've seen kind of under the hood here. What did you see that you would do differently? How would you make it better?
And that show was pretty good. You had a great green room. I mean, you did a good job communicating with the comics. You filmed the shows. I mean, you did everything right. Maybe take some photography, some pictures, so you have them for marketing in the future. I mean, I saw you taking some pictures with your phone. Yeah. But one thing you could do is get a professional camera, or hire a comic. Right. Get a comic on the show that takes photos. Let's get some good pictures of people laughing. That's a tough room. It's a perfect room for comedy. It's a tough room to photograph because it's so dark. Yeah. But you want to get those smiling faces, and so many people are laughing in there.
Yeah, that's a good.
I mean, I guess the only other thing I might say, and it's really a nitpick, and it's kind of like more laid back the way you do it, is you could seat the people specifically to fill the showroom front to back, center out. That's kind of hard, in that environment. I can see how that's difficult, but that would technically make the show a little better. There were like 10 seats that were empty here and there. Maybe you remove a whole row before you get started, and you bring them out as needed. I mean, I thought it was really, really good. I don't know what you do for marketing. Maybe there's some way to market to get more people there, but I mean, even the signage outside was professional, like so people could find the showroom. Like it was a very polished showcase. I'm sure you've done showcases that are just like, no effort was put into it, and you put some effort in, and it was obvious. It was great.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. But I think the photography piece is a big piece, and I have not done that. And I think that would serve me, and I think it would serve the show.
Sure.
So,
all right. Well, we got to wind this down. How do people find you, Tim?
Tim the Clean Comic is the handle on Instagram.
Okay.
TimTheCleanComic.com is the website. you know.
Incredible.
Tim the Clean Comic on Facebook. So
okay.
Yeah.
Everybody check him out. Check out Mixed Nuts, his regular clean comedy showcase in Dallas, Texas, or Farmers Branch, Texas, technically. And if you need a fundraiser in Dallas area, Tim's your guy. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll be back next week. And check out Mark and Jake Try to Make It. That's my other podcast. Super fun. And we're up to almost 30 episodes now. So we're building that.
Dude, it's
all right.
worth
Thanks a
listening.
lot, Tim.
Enjoy it. Thanks,
yeah,
Mark.
stick around for a second.